It was good to be back on the blue. Appreciate our fans and to see our guys get out there and go play and get ourselves a win. Had a great week of practice preparing for this. Really proud of our coaches and players for the effort. The one thing that we understand is every single time we play, we're going to get every team's best. And we did again tonight. Wyoming is a good football team. Throw the record out. You can say what you want. But we got their best tonight. They played physical. They played hard. And our guys did the same thing. And we were able to run the ball more effectively, made good decisions in the pass game, did a better job with ball security, although there were still balls on the ground, and that's not the standard. And so that's going to have to still be addressed and will be and has been. But we're back on the win side and be preparing for UNLV here real soon. So open up for questions.
You mentioned the run game. You guys keep hammering the ball all night long with the run game. Was that an emphasis to go out there and give that thing a chance to really get going?
Yeah, well, it's nice to have McNichols back as well. And you play a team that prides themselves on running the football. We do as well, but you play a team like Wyoming, they run the ball effectively. It does come down to, who can run the ball better. And we need to go out there and establish that, and I thought we did that tonight.
Jeremy, you had 40 touches in this game. I mean, there's been a lot of prolific offensive individual performances in the history of this program, but 40 touches from what we tracked ranks right up there with the best of them. What was he able to do after missing last week, and how important is he to this offense?
Yeah, well, I think you saw that tonight. Came back, carried the ball, and did it. I didn't know it was 40 times, but obviously toted the load, in the run game, and was very effective doing it. He's a guy that's a dynamic player, does a lot in the run game and pass game. Having those guys back, it helps us. And we played with, pretty much without 4 starters tonight. That's just how it is, and other guys have to step up. And so, with Jeremy being back, that helps us.
I think, obviously tonight, his stats are going to look a little bit better, but I think coming into the game, Jeremy was averaging 4.9 a carry. I think Kelsey was averaging 4.1, fairly close. I mean, what is it, though, about having Jeremy in the game that makes such a difference on offense?
Well, I think he's part of what we're trying to get done offensively. And you get him in space, you're able to use him in the pass game. He's got speed when he does get on the perimeter to make things happen. And he's been playing with confidence as well. It's never a one-man show for anybody on our team, and he's just another guy that's part of what we're trying to accomplish on the offensive side. That helps the other running backs, that helps the quarterbacks, that helps in a lot of different areas. So to have your stable, your backfield out there, and to have everybody as an option, that helps.
With Brett Rippin's struggles that he had in Iowa State, how did he turn that around with his performance tonight with Wyoming?
Yeah, he hung onto the ball. Yeah, very simply. I mean, really, that's just did a better job in the pocket, stepped up, made throws while he was stepping up in the pocket, was aggressive that way. And those are things that you want to see the next week when you go play, is those mistakes being corrected. And he did that. I thought he threw the ball down the field well. I thought he was late on a few throws, even though we scored on a couple of them. And that'll be a continuation of his growth, each and every game. And the nice thing is, he understands that. And you're able to talk about those things on the sideline. But he also did a nice job in our run game of getting us in and out of certain looks that we had to check and taking advantage of that.
This was your guys' 18th straight win on the blue, and I know that you haven't lost on the blue since you became a paid assistant against a conference opponent. Just how important, I know that you guys talk about this a lot, but how important is it to build something special, especially when you guys come back here in a month? You're going to have a couple big games that are going to help dictate your season, obviously.
Yeah, I think our guys take a lot of pride in that. I know that people in this program, throughout the history of the program and playing on the blue, we've all taken pride in that. And I also think it's part of our fan base and playing in Albertson Stadium. It's a different deal, and it's hard to explain, but it is. And our guys enjoy being here. They take a lot of pride in that, And, we want to continue it. So, whatever the stats are, this place is important to us, and we want to continue to play well when we're at home.
The chemistry between Brett and Thomas Spurback has been unlike almost anything I think I've seen here with quarterback and receiver, and probably a hard thing to explain, but how do you explain what's happened with those two guys over the last 6 weeks or whatever it's been?
Yeah, I don't think I want to. I think Thomas is a very good player. I think Brett is getting opportunities to utilize Spurbeck and taking advantage of it. And, Thomas has really made some spectacular catches. The balls, whether it's in the corner of the end zone or slightly behind. I go back to one of the first catches we saw Thomas make against Air Force, which was this acrobatic over-the-shoulder twist and turn catch. And that, to me, right there, that was not anything we worked on. That's something that he has that not many people do, just a knack for tracking the football and actually catching the ball, which is not a natural thing to do. And so I think it's a combination of Brett really giving him a chance. You give Thomas a chance, you put it where he has an opportunity to go make a play, he's really made those plays. And I think that, for a quarterback, also gives you tremendous confidence, too, that it doesn't have to be picture perfect every single time. I give this guy an opportunity, he's going to go make plays, and I think that's where that chemistry is showing up.
What was this past week like for you guys? I mean, how long did the USU loss kind of sit with you guys? And is preparation different after a loss than it is after a win?
Well, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Utah State, but I'll say this. Our week of prep for that game was very good. And I thought our week of prep this week was very good. I thought the points we emphasize every single – it's not like – let me say this about, our coaches and how we operate. We don't get surprised by this is something that we have to work on now. And it's an emphasis. It's an understanding. Yeah, was it practice different? Yes, because there was a better understanding of this is why it's so important. And that's why we keep emphasizing it. And it's more than anything, it was that. And we got after it. Our guys were prepared coming into the game, and that won't be any different next week. We'll continue to try to hopefully progress and get better. And hopefully we're in a position where we're playing better, and we assume that the teams we play are also in that same position, and we have to go out there and play our best and make sure that we're executing and doing the things that we need to do to win games.
You guys came into the week, all week kind of saying, just got to go 1-0, control what we can control, that kind of thing. But you got, some help last night for your goal. And I know you're not focusing on that, you weren't rooting for that, but I mean, did you get any kind of sense that the guys maybe had a little extra, pep in their step coming into today's game or today, waking up knowing that their goal maybe is a little more realistic now?
I didn't get any sense of that because we never addressed it. And, whether guys know or not, it was really, that had nothing to do with our preparation because that game was last night, late, whenever, leading into this game. And the 1-0 has been the same mindset each and every week, the focus, and it will be again this next week on UNLV. And all we can do is prepare ourselves and go play to try to win the game and take care of the little things, which for us, the little things are turnovers. And, out of the 30 losses I think we've had over the last 15 years, we've lost a turnover battle in 26 of those losses. And if you want to pick a stat out, I mean, that's the one that matters right there. If we're competitive, we can go in there and keep the turnover battle in our favor or close, we give ourselves a chance to at least compete in those games. And that was the focus this last week. That'll be the focus next week. And all we can do is finish out, with our season. But we're looking at UNLV. That's it.
Get back to Thomas just really quick. You talk about catch radius and whatnot. I mean, does he expand what at times past what you guys would even expect him to? And then with Jeremy, I know you guys don't really keep track of how many touches maybe during the game or whatnot, but afterwards, when you see what he was able to handle, how much does that help you or maybe change the way that you look at the rest of the season, knowing that he can handle stuff like that?
Well, as far as Thomas, We hope that he can catch as many balls as possible. I don't know, the catch radius, I don't know. Real simple, we talk to our receivers and all, I mean, if it's in with your wingspan, then we want to try to get it. And that's really the challenge. Is always the case? No. But I think as a receiver, as a competitor, you accept that challenge, and hey, wherever it's at, I can go down low, high, whatever, I can get it. So he's made a lot of those plays, and you see him be able to go get it. And like the one we had with Hawaii in the corner of the end zone, I mean, that was a great example of it. He went and got it, and then tonight he's kind of positioning himself as he runs. To me, that's probably more for a wide receiver, is the ability to position yourself as you run to give yourself a chance to catch it. That's more difficult than anything. Some guys can just run straight and not move and adjust very well. He can really adjust himself as he runs and put himself in a position to make the play. McNichols, as far as the touches go and how much, no, we don't really talk about that, and I don't think our guys think that way. We do whatever we have to do to be successful and try to win the game, and we train that way. We practice that. We don't practice that many touches necessarily, that he's getting 40 on average a day. But if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And the thing with Jeremy back there too, it's not just the run game, it's also the pass game where he provides a lot in that area. And he was a receiver for us last year. That was his number one role. And now he's in the backfield. So you got a guy that's really dynamic and do a lot. We could probably use him more at wide receiver if we wanted to, because he can run, he can catch, and does a great job out there.
You mentioned being without a bunch of starters. Can you give us a rundown on Tanner and Yaku, and looked like you lost Reese late in the game tonight?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Reese, where he's at. Yeah, we didn't, Tanner had been battling all probably 3 weeks of trying to get himself back and healthy, and just felt like this was a week that, we've been battling every single week for him to try to stay healthy, and this was a time that we needed to just let him rest. Mario, we'll see. Hopefully we get him back this next week. Don't know if we'll have him back. Jabril, probably won't have him back for a couple more weeks. And then, Dante being out. He's had been battling. He's doing a great job in his recovery. He's a competitor. He's healing up, but we'll see where he's at as well. And that's just part of, the game, and this being this part of this, or this time of the season. And these other guys have stepped up. I thought Tyler Horton tonight played well. I thought Ray Ford played well. I thought Tyler Gray stepped up and made plays tonight. Ben Weaver, Joey Materano, those guys at linebacker played well. They studied all week and were really prepared for a good run game that we saw tonight. And then Archie, he's played for us, and he had one penalty tonight, but I thought he played well. Did a nice job coming in there and filling in for Mario, and we'll probably have to continue that. We'll find out where we are after this game, but I like our guys that when their opportunity has come up, they've stepped up and made plays, and maybe one of the best examples is A.J. Richardson. I'm not sure how many catches he had tonight.
1 for 9.
He had 2. Yeah, he had a couple in there. I think he had a couple more opportunities. But, here's a guy that's really starting to contribute, in my opinion. I mean, he's out there more. Maybe he didn't have I thought he had one more in there, but maybe he didn't have the catches that I thought. I thought he had one more there. But he's out there playing quite a bit more, and we're getting more guys in the rotation.
You expect Tanner back next week?
I don't know.
How does this win help you with tonight with Utah State losing to Fresno and you guys getting on the road to take on UNLV?
Yeah, I don't know. All that stuff will play out at the end. I think, that's hard for us to, predict what's going to happen. And we just have to keep playing and getting better and trying to win each game we play. That's really what it comes down to. We have been in this situation before. Don't know what that means. I just know we've been here. And, with our guys, I think, to come back here and play the way they played, and play against a good football team, in our opinion, and to get their very best and to get the win, that helps us. That builds confidence going into this next week. And, a lot of this is about that. It's about confidence and playing together and feeling good about what you're doing. And that's a good start for us back on, getting back on track.
Did you watch that Utah State game on Sunday?
I saw that. I didn't. I was actually, we had done some recruiting, that night. So I caught the tail end of it. I did see the score of it and all that, but, that's about it.
All right, guys.
Okay, thanks.